and welcome to my channel, GreenLion Goddess Tarot. My goodness, okay, this all came out. Knight of Wands charging into the tower. Boom, unexpected action when it comes to a group or how things are working, productivity, perhaps. We have Saturn going retrograde, a lot of water around. You might be feeling very emotionally triggered, but there's some kind of surprise or unexpected action or change here. So let's see, the Two of Swords, we've got the whole deck upside down. Okay, uncertain about the best way to move forward. Again, this uncertainty of the Two of Swords coming through. Let's see what else is coming in. So let's see what else is coming through. I can hear the beautiful, I don't know if you just heard that then, the black cockatoos flying by, which is really lovely. Okay, so 26th of June, let's see what is coming in 26th of June. Something unexpected, revelation or shocking event or some sort of shock, and it's or surprise, and it's like there's a shift here, unexpected shift around some plans, and then it's like, where to next? Yeah, it's going to be a week of unexpected energy around. Look, there's options here. There's options with plans. There's uncertainty. What's the best option to how to move forward? Things are clouded still at this moment in time, but it feels like almost like the Tower card. There's some kind of fallout from the Tower. That has been some kind of news, like I said, coming in, or something coming through that's an unexpected shift and change. It could be you've outgrown something or something you're ready to kind of move on from. But it's like sometimes the Tower, when it comes in, it kind of shakes things up. And even though, you know, all the dust settles and it brings clarity, this actually doesn't bring clarity. If anything, it feels a little bit emotionally clouded and foggy and uncertain, and that could be some of the energy around with the Seven of Cups. It's like, what is the best option to move forward? Absolutely. And I feel like there's not just one person that needs to be considered here. It may be that there's some kind of something comes in and you have to shift and pivot your workload, or something changes, and that there's a change to how the wheels are turning, how the wheels in motion are turning. And it's like, I thought it was all flowing, but there's some kind of shift and change happening here. So yeah, absolutely. It just feels like change of plans or a pivot of some sort is needed with the daily routine that's coming in today. And it's almost like it shifts you sideways and you don't quite know where to go from there, which I know is like leaving us in this little bit of a big question mark. But that's just where the energy is, and it might feel like it's kind of like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I want plans to escape, to leave, to get out of this situation or this energy in some way, shape or form. It's just everything's emotionally clouded and a lot of uncertainty. I don't know how to take action, or people are doing weird, unexpected things today. And it's very much like it's kind of feeling like, okay, the energy exchanges where there was once harmony is a little bit like, why is that person doing that? And why is that person doing that? And it feels a little bit like the world's gone a bit mad is what it feels like. And so the things that were going smoothly, like, you know, the cogs of the wheel that were kind of, and this definitely feels like it's related to work or daily routines and the people around you that you're spending a lot of time working with. You know, the energy's flowing and we're doing things and getting stuff done and working on things, and then boom, unexpected things, uncertain things are happening here. And yeah, it's like something comes out of the blue, and definitely the path forward is not necessarily clear at this point. But there's definitely options and a big, huge reevaluation with the 2 sevens coming up. As I mentioned, it is retrograde energy, like it's not retrograde yet, Saturn, but it's stationing to go retrograde, which means it's slowing down and it's very strong. So the 2 sevens represent reevaluation or reassessing something and reassessing a situation, both emotionally and mentally, looking at the plans and how I'm feeling about something, because there's some kind of change that comes in that is unexpected, some sort of unexpected action or change. So expect the unexpected with this. Absolutely. It feels like you have to be a little bit flexible with plans, and that things might not necessarily go as smoothly as you were expecting or hoping, or how they have in the past. There's a few cogs in the chain, so it's like, okay, now what next? How am I going to get past this? So it might be that things just suddenly feel really hard. It's like, yeah, I just want to escape. It could be a little bit of that. But at the same time, it's like you're being brought back down to reality and going, no, but you have to do this work and work on this, whatever it is. And it's just like, I just didn't need that extra thing. I didn't need it to be any kind of more hard, or I have something I now have to maneuver around in some way, or someone's having like a meltdown, or it just feels like, it's like you've got to adapt and adjust and reassess and kind of go with the flow with what's going on with situations and people with the energy today. And that is how they're saying the best way to kind of work with the energy that's around at this moment is to know that nothing is set in place, or nothing's certain at the moment. Wheels are in motion, but it feels, I wouldn't take anything at face value just yet. It's kind of like, things are shifting and changing, but there's the bigger picture isn't quite here yet. There's something bigger at play, or something yet to play out. And so, the way to deal with the day is that things just still feel like they're in a bit of flux. There needs to be adaptability and flexibility to plans. And the best way to do that is to just know that it's not necessarily going to get to some kind of final understanding or outcome, but it is understanding that there might be pivots, and the best way to deal with that is to there might be roadblocks, like not to expect things to go in the direction that you're expecting them to go in. And if that happens, just adapt around it. What are the new options? Now what do I do? And just some people might have reactions to that with the Tower. It could be boom, big reactions, but it could be like, okay, that's not how we're doing it this, or that's not working out now. Let's work with what we've got in front of us, what's been presented here, what has transpired, or what is the new path or the new way we're working with it. And we'll just kind of, doesn't mean it's the way it's going to end up, but we're just adapting to whatever's happening. So I really feel like this idea of adaptation and flexibility and flow is the way to work with the weather and the energy today, because it just feels like there's things, roadblocks, there's delays, there's things stuck, there's things not going in the right direction, or things are unexpected. And that just, I'd prefer to be saying something nicer and better, but I'm just reading the energy that is coming in. And what's the reason? What's the purpose of all of this? Things are slowing down. Things are slowing down and shutting down. And in that process of things slowing down, it's realigning you to a path that it wants you to be on. It just might be, it's when you're pushing against it and you're thinking, but I want to be doing it this way or going this way. That's when you come up against, and it becomes more of a challenge. So it's about just going with the flow and going, okay, flight's being cancelled. Just an example. I can't push against it and make the flight happen. If I did, that's just going to cause me grief. I've just got to find somewhere else to stay. This is just an example of like plans changing. So you could get really upset. My flight's been cancelled, blah, 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 blah. But there's no point. It's not going to fix it or change it in any way. So it's saying the best way is just to adapt to the new situation. What do I do now? A little bit of like uncertainty, but I need to find new accommodation or I need to find a new flight. That's the best way, like, to align your energy and bring it into focus. So it really is about, it kind of feels like there's a force outside of us that is bringing us into some kind of alignment and focus, which might be at odds to what we think we want to be focusing on, or how we think things should move forward. So there could be time delays happening here with this, but usually there's a purpose to it. It just might not make sense at the time. Like, my flight got cancelled. I can't fly out till the next day. I've got a time delay. And instead of getting frustrated with that, just maybe think, why? Why is this happening? Why have I got this extra time? Maybe it's better to be flying out the next day, and that will become more apparent the next day or further down the track. Why? Maybe you run into somebody in the airport the next day that the universe synchronistically wants you to do that, or maybe they don't want you to rush into something, a meeting. Maybe some things aren't quite in place yet. So it really is kind of like, you want to push against it, but you have to go with the flow with it. So yeah, that's the best way I can describe the energy. It can be frustrating. It feels denser and heavier because that is the energy of Saturn. But yeah, it definitely feels like there could be some challenges to flow today, is the main feeling I'm getting. And so the best way is to understand where you're being directed, and then things will flow a little bit easier. So that is the reading for the 26th of June. I can't believe we're getting closer to mid-year. Where has it all gone? It's gone so quickly. And please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to read your comments, and take care.